Hi, I'm actor Ian Champion, and welcome to History of Horror Cinema, my personal podcast tour of the good, bad, and the ugly of horror movie history. If you like what you hear, please don't forget to hit subscribe. Horror Island, 1941. George Waggner continued directing for Universal in the genre with two more releases in 1941 after Man-Made Monster, before his second outing with Lon Chaney Jr. in the career-making The Wolfman. There was the lively if formulaic B-movie Horror Island. Working with a script by Maurice Tom Bragel and Victor McLeod based on Alex Gottlieb's story, it revolves around an island owned by Bill Martin, Dick Foran, and the search for $20 million worth of treasure hidden on it as a rumored hideaway of famous pirate Captain Sir Henry Morgan. A playful, light-hearted tone is established by the tall, cool Foran. Though he had just played Steve Banning in The Mummy's Hand, he was properly known in the industry as a singing cowboy of various films such as 1935's Moonlight on the Prairie, and later Rodgers and Hart's A Connecticut Yankee in 1943. Short of money, but not on charm, Bill is an Ivy League graduate of Princeton, as Foran was in real life, who handles his penury and constant escapes from creditors with easygoing good humor. His costume signals from the start that he's also the possessor of a ship, denoted by the captain's hat he wears in every scene, even indoors. Wry and whimsical humor abounds through the film. Bill and his faint-hearted partner Stuff Oliver, fellow musical comedy specialist Fuzzy Knight, are offered a business opportunity to secure the second half of a treasure map for the island by colorful Tobias Clump, a leaden name for the very Spanish Leo Carrillo, sporting a suitably piratical bandana and earring. He had been attacked and robbed of the other half by a sinister black-caped figure he calls the Phantom. Bill's shady cousin George, John Eldridge, attempts to buy the land for $2,000, only succeeding in increasing Bill's enthusiasm for finding the hidden fortune. Bill, Stuff, and Clump decide to monetize a trip out to the island by selling weekend places to the public. Along the way, a party is recruited comprising the sassy, well-heeled club owner Wendy Creighton, also in The Mummy's Hand and later The Mummy's Tomb, her idle, cynical lover Thurman Coldwater, a name aptly reflected by Lewis Howard's performance, Hobart Cavanaugh's bookish Jasper, who switches from prosecuting Bill for advertising fraud into coming along for proof, crooked couple Rod and Arlene Grady, Ralph Harold and Iris Adrian, and Walter Catlett's splendidly named P.I. Sergeant Magoon. The merry band's voyage is eventful right from the off, as a delivery boy throws them a bomb that detonates safely in the water, and a magnet is found that was placed to sabotage the ship's compass. The group are repeatedly besieged by traps that Bill thinks have been set by Stuff, until his pal protests he didn't set any of them. A suit of armor fires crossbow bolts, and a voice teases the party mercilessly over a tannoy, later revealed as the incessant taunting of the Phantom, who has arrived here before them. The second half of the film is heavily reminiscent of The Cat and the Canary, both versions of which I've already covered. The booby traps of shadowy menace and the heroine abducted by the assailant's hands through a bookcase-cum-door have all been done many times. Yet Horror Island's pace and light comedic quality amongst the chills and escalating body count are handled amiably enough by Waggner and atmospheric cinematography by Elwood Bridell. A darker edge is supplied by the unknown killer bumping off the Phantom and inscribing the number of potential victims left as he culls the cast of its more dubious members, Rod, then George. The eventual identity of the murderer as the meek, nerdy Jasper is a nice twist, and grants Cavanaugh a display of greater range as his hard, ruthless reality is unmasked. Overall, Horror Island is a fun and functional afternoon's time passer, the treading of water for Waggner as he geared up to reunite with Lon Chaney Jr. for The Wolfman. Stay tuned. Thanks for listening. If you like what you hear, please don't forget to hit subscribe.